Hey YouTube, right here. This is actually a video in response to Armchair Revolutionary and one of the comments he made on one of my previous videos. Now, like I said, everyone's open, welcome to their opinion, but I am going to provide a counterpoint here. Armchair Revolutionary said that men and women aren't equal, that men are stronger, faster, more calm, and more intelligent than women. Some of that's true, some of that's not. Now, before you go hitting the dislike button, go ahead and actually hear me out. Actually watch the entire video. I know you motherfuckers aren't entirely watching my videos. A lot of you are making comments, hitting the like, dislike after watching 6 minutes of it. But hear me out on this. Now, as far as intelligence is concerned, they've actually been able to quantify this. So, do men have the potential to be smarter, to be more brilliant than women? Yes, actually, that tends to be a thing. Women tend to congregate more around the median. Their bell curve is actually not so much of a bell as much as it is a fucking phallic symbol. Whereas men actually have a bell curve. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means that women tend to be perpetually mediocre when it comes to intelligence. So that means, they tend to be average. So that's not a bad thing. I'd rather be average than be a dumb fuck. But the thing is also at the same time, it's kind of like that person who never takes a risk in their life. Yeah, they're going to go ahead, they're going to make their way through their daily life and so on and so forth, but it's going to be very boring, probably not very fulfilling, so on and so forth. And so they're never really striving for greatness. Now, at this point, it's not so much striving, it's just something that happens. But the thing is with men, it's kind of like if women, decided to stay on the ground. Like if a bird decides to stay on the ground, like let's say the highest they go is a fucking tabletop. If they fall, it's not the end of the world. It's not all that detrimental to them. Will it hurt? Yeah, a little bit, but not much. But men are those birds that sit there and decide to constantly test how far up they can fly. Will some of them succeed? Yes, some of them will break through that barrier and fly higher than any of the others. But then there's going to be some that are going to have weaker wings, and they're going to end up falling to the ground. And because they're falling from that higher height, that means it's much more devastating. That's how I look at it. Yes, men have a higher potential for intelligence, but we also, conversely, have a higher potential to be as stupid as fucking possible. To be absolutely fucktarded. So, and usually when we're thinking with our dick, we're on the back end of that fucking bell curve. Just saying. Now, as far as the calm thing is concerned, that's subjective, and that's down to the individual. I've met some men that are very stoic, very calm, didn't constantly get angry or anything like that. I've also met women like that were very poised, very stoic in their own right, didn't let their emotions flare, and so on and so forth. Is that more rare to see with a woman? Yes, especially nowadays in modern day society. But that is still there. I have seen women go batshit crazy. We've all seen that. We've all seen the videos, alright? But there's also guys that just go fucking ballistic, go insane. There's just as many videos of that. But the difference is when a man loses his fucking shit, real damage happens. Whereas with a woman, when she loses her shit, unless she's got a weapon, you might have some property damage. You're not going to have horrendous fucking shit, unless it's a big, strong woman, which there are some of those out there. I mean, let's not deny fact here. There are some women that are actually very fucking strong. Do they tend to have more testosterone than the average woman? You betcha! But also at the same time, they can go ahead and use their higher functionality to maximize the damage that they can cause. Somewhat bridging that gap, if a guy, like if you have a woman that really knows how to fight, and you got a guy that's never fought before in his life, gonna be a relative, you're gonna kind of go, oh, who's gonna win on this one? Because yeah, the guy has the better physical strength, but the woman has the better technique in that situation. And we've always seen it's not the biggest, burliest fighter that's going to win. Because you see that with men. There are times where the smaller, less strong man will win because he has the better technique. This also applies to women. But as a general statement, you know, just looking at the averages, when a man loses his shit, a lot of damage is going to get caused. People will fucking die. Or at the very least be harmed beyond repair. So of course, it's understandable that men restrain themselves more. Because there's higher potential for damage. Women don't have that threat. So they don't restrain themselves as much. Kind of makes sense, right? You don't see them putting limiter plates on mopeds. Just saying. Now, as far as speed and strength is concerned, I'm not going to argue against that. Because men tend to be able to run faster than women of equal physical condition. And they tend to be stronger pound for pound. So, I'm not going to argue against that. I'm not going to argue against facts of biology. However, the last two, one of them is very subjective, and the other one, it comes with a very big caveat. It comes with an equal downside. It's kind of like with the rules of alchemy, you know, equivalent exchange. To give, you have to take. It's how it is. The world tends to be that way. The rule tends to hold true when it comes to nature. Maybe not so much when it comes to societal bullshit, but when it comes to actual nature, when it comes to science, that tends to be a fucking thing. So, don't let yourself fall into that trap. Yes, men tend to be stronger. Yes, men tend to be faster. Men do have the potential to be more intelligent, but we also have the potential to be much less intelligent. It depends on the individual. And when it comes to calm, that comes to upbringing, culture, so on and so forth. There are some cultures where a man isn't supposed to hold back anything. And then there's some cultures where a man has to be stoic or else he's not respected as a man. So that is a very subjective thing. Just wanted to go ahead, bring that up. I went ahead and gave a written reply, but I also wanted to go ahead and give a video reply to this. So, have yourselves a nice night, and I'll talk to you all later.